You could say we really wheeled Barrow out of Stamford Bridge. Wagwan G's, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. Apologies for that terrible joke before the opening intro music there. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. Hope you're doing well, mate. Really do hope that Chelsea 5, Barrow 0 in the Carabao Cup. Our first round. A game in which Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca said it's the worst type of game for us. Although he was probably talking about the expectation and profile and stuff. To echo Simon Johnson of The Athletic on the Straight Out of Cobham podcast, he said, Graham Potter somewhere twitching who drew friggin' Man City away in both cup matches. Listening to Enzo Maresca say, oh, this is the worst draw we could have had. Barrow at home. Barrow at home. No, who the heck are Barrow? No disrespect. I just don't know. Now, they're a League 2 side. They are top of the league at the moment. They're used to winning. They're playing well, so that did make me nervous. They came to Stamford Bridge and they played a sort of defensive 5-3-2 formation, and Chelsea won 5-0 with a Christopher Nkunku hat-trick, only getting out the balloon for the hat-trick. You know, in a Premier League goal, he'll get it out, certainly for a brace. But against Barrow, you got to have a hat. You got to have a Chelsea hat-trick to bring out the balloon for that. We're going to look at the stats and talk about the player performances today on SofaScore. I'm going to share some data with you. But, you know, it's a professional job. But look, a few minutes in, we're all going... 10 goals? Can we do 10 goals here? We only got the 5. I was hoping like a, you know, Tariq George goal or a Mark Yu goal. They got some chance, they got some minutes. We even saw Ben Chilwell, which we can speak about. But it was a professional job from Chelsea. Just knock it about with loads of goals, see if we can keep a clean sheet, and most notably 10 changes. Guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking the video. I do appreciate your support as always. Do consider subscribing if you want to become part of the OG GOAT gang, and should you decide to subscribe, hit that bell, baby. Let's get into it. Hair in my mouth. All right then, let's take a look. Chelsea made 11 changes in this game. Firstly, look at this attacking momentum meter on the left-hand side here. All Chelsea, all green, 5 goals. We'll speak about the goals, but first let's speak about the starting lineup. As you can see, there is some horrible, understandably being played here by Barrow. Back 5, middle 3. Spence played well. And a couple of man-dem up front. And Chelsea went with a 4-2-3-1 formation. This double pivot is the most frail double pivot you might see in football. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall with Cesare Casadei. When this lineup came out, everyone's going, what? Casadei's starting? But we can't see Carney Chukwuemeka start. That's why, because Casadei is probably ever so slightly more equipped to play deeper. Carney Chukwuemeka is an attacking player, dude. He just is. So this is what it looked like, right? Renato Vega, left back, Malo Gusto, right back, and then we had the Monaco. But I mean, I pretty much nailed this, actually. I did think Gusto might start. I had a feeling. I also said a Chimpong. We did see a Chimpong, Tariq George, Mark Yu. Philip Jorgensen in goal, and Dewsbury Hall. I mean, I think I got a lot of this right in my preview. Certainly Mudryk. I did think, we essentially, this attacking 4 here, Mudryk left, Pedro right, and Nkunku up top, and Felix in the 10. This is our B team attack. Deep that for a second, okay? Nkunku, you know, he scored a hat-trick. He scored a hat-trick away at the Etihad in the Champions League against, you know, Man City. People have been reminding themselves on social media because of this hat-trick. He is an elite player. Guys, I always say it. Many of you got bored of me saying it, waxing lyrical about how much of an elite finisher Nkunku is. He is. So for him to be the second choice striker at the moment is insane. Mudryk on the left, Pedro on the right. Joao Felix, what a silky. Well, Joao Felix can't get into the side when he does football like he does, mate. Incredible. So that's our second choice front 4. And when you've got such, the quality is insane. You know, the gap is insane. You know, they can be at top of their league, Barrow, but they're still 60 odd places below us. So you can afford to have a really sort of like ponderous double pivot in Kiernan Dewsbury Hall and Cesare Casadei. Let's just take a look at some heat maps. So Malo Gusto, not really inverting, kind of playing in the right back position there. In fact, there's probably more inverting from Renato Vega there. He ended up playing as a sort of like centre back towards the end, playing more minutes than Malo, hence there being more of a darker red zone there on the heat map. So not much inverting, which would make you think Casadei, let's get rid of Malo, and Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. So they were your sort of holding midfielders, but Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, as you can see, he's anywhere but holding. He's all over the gaff. So in terms of that CDM pocket right in front of the centre-backs, not really much being covered because the two centre-backs, Benoit Badiashile very sort of central there. As you can see, that spot may be vacated by where you think there'd be CDMs. It was Benoit Badiashile. Which is fair enough, really. Of course, let's talk about let's just quickly have a look at the heat maps of two other players, because Joshua Chimpong came on to play right back, Tariq George to play right winger, Guiu to play striker. So let's just look at Carney. Carney really didn't have that many touches. Ben Chilwell playing as a left back, but kind of coming into the midfield. He essentially it's an interesting sort of, that is kind of like inverting. It's not a flying left back, it's kind of more reserved. And of course he joined the attack loads as well, which is where you see these fleeting little bits of yellow there in his heat map, baby. We all talk about player performances. Let's look at the rundown there on the left-hand side. Firstly, let's look at stats. First half, very dominant, 76% possession, as you can see here on the left. Only one big chance, actually, and considering we scored 3 goals from that one big chance, it was great fun. Of course, we saw some excellent goals there as well. Only 2 corner kicks and a lot more passes than they had. Second half, wow, hold on. So we only scored, so in the first half, 1 big chance, 3 goals. In the second half, 7 big chances, only 2 goals. So really should have done better with that. The one that's coming into my brain immediately is that Tariq George chance when Nkunku was on a hat-trick. He hadn't actually completed his hat-trick at that point. Squared it to Tariq George. And he's an excellent winger, by the way, the teenager. He's a good finisher. Obviously, Stamford Bridge, first senior Chelsea goal. The nerves got the better of him because he should just slot that away, knowing him. But this is wild how there's 7 big chances there. 15 shots. And the stats are kind of not that important, really, because Chelsea was so dominant in this game. So, we saw goals in Nkunku in the first minute. Was that the Joao Felix flick? Now, this is when you thought, okay. Because especially that first half, this game was like Felix, Nkunku, Neto and Gusto, probably those 4 players just parting that. Mudryk wasn't really involved too much in the first half. You didn't really see Casadei and Dewsbury Hall get involved. It was like those 4 players, Nkunku, Neto, Felix and Gusto coming from fullback saying, let's just have a little game here, boys. They were knocking it about, and then you just knew where good players know what other good players are going to be. And that Joao Felix assist, where he gets the ball, he's surrounded by 4 players, but he's like, you're just whatever. Just literally lobs the ball over, and there's a finish from Christo Nkunku in the 8th minute. And you think we're cooking at that point. Of course, it was the Gusto assists him as well. And this second goal is near post, Franco Zola style little flick. It's a great finish, actually. And that's the point where I'm on my Instagram. And by the way, guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram, of course, I'm very active on there. It's at Football Yannick on Instagram. As you can see, the handle there, at Football Yannick. Do consider going to give me a follow on there. I've been so repetitive on the finishing of Nkunku, and that was just demonstrated in that elite flick there. Now, Joao Felix scores, he thought he scored a free kick. It was a real well-executed free kick. It got up and sort of down and whipped a little bit, but it hit the post, and then it hit the goalkeeper off the post and went in, so it was a goalkeeper own goal, but Felix, Also, he got done by a handball, which I thought was a little bit harsh when he was running in. He controlled the ball a little bit. Maybe it was a handball, maybe it wasn't. It's hard to see on the replay. Of course, there's no VAR. Not that they'd get involved for a yellow. The replays weren't excellent in the broadcast on Sky Sports +1 or whatever it was. You didn't see great angles. It's almost like they were missing some angles. Like you didn't see the flick as well as you should do from Nkunku. And yeah, you didn't really see the handball properly from Felix here. It was a little bit frustrating. Which is annoying as well, because if he got sent off for another yellow somehow, he'd be banned for a Premier League game. So it was a frustrating first half booking for him. So in the second half, we do see Ben Chilwell come on for Malo Gusto, which originally I think just moves everyone over. So you see like Axel Disasi go right back, Benoit go right centre back, or Renato Vega go there, or maybe Renato Vega tucks in here, I can't remember. A little bit of a switch around, but you do see Chile come on, just a bit of a run around, does invert a little bit, like I said, mode those attacking runs. Takes 3 minutes, but we get the Pedro Neto goal. It is a nice goal. I can't remember, it's Vega, and then maybe, I think it is before, it's a Mudryk assist. It maybe goes Vega and Nkunku to Mudryk, or maybe Vega straight to Mudryk. It's nice that Mudryk got involved, because in the first half, he did a couple of little things, but he was kind of anonymous. Clearly, his confidence is low, but for him to just do the basics, he's a left winger, he receives the ball, he gets behind, he can put a cross in, or like a sort of low cross, he keeps it flat on the deck, he squares it essentially to Pedro Neto at the far post for a pretty simple goal, but that's what you want. You want Neto to score for Chelsea, you want Mudryk to get involved again. You know, stories coming out again today about how Mudryk Chelsea had a big offer from Germany for Mudryk, a big club. I wonder I don't think it was Bayern Munich, but maybe it was maybe it was like a Dortmund, or who knows, maybe a Leverkusen or something. Chelsea waved them away. They are persisting with Mudryk, and slowly, little moments. He clearly is a confidence player, and how good can Mudryk be with confidence? It's yet to be seen, because some people who know him behind the scenes say he could be amazing, and we've seen that about other players that we didn't see in games, and then they start coming out of their shells a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so we see Tariq George and Chimpong come on in the 63rd minute, which is fair, which is good for Disasi and Pedro Neto. They look pretty good. They link up quite well. And of course, we get the Christopher Nkunku hat-trick goal in the 75th minute. No more goals after that, rather frustratingly. We do see Gu come on, and we see Chukwuemeka come on, which is nice. It kind of just ticks all the boxes, really, doesn't it? We've got the teenagers from the academy boys. We see Chukwuemeka again. We see Chilwell again. We see Gu a little bit more. We win 5-0. We keep a clean sheet. There was 11 original changes, and we get an Nkunku hat-trick. Should we just have a little look at the player performances then, shall we? I mean, Philip Jorgensen, I think he looked alright in a few bits. People spoke about him. Axel Disasi. Benoit Badiashiel's got a high rating. He's worth having a quick look at here. Lots and lots of touches on his touch map. Let's just have a look here. 90 minutes. Aerial duels, 5 out of 5. I tell you what, actually, I don't want to... So you can see that. There you go. So aerial duels is here. That deserves respect, because no matter what, even if you're playing a Football League club, one thing they'll do is they'll jump for the friggin' ball. Do you know what I mean? They might not knock it about like friggin' Barcelona of 2008, but they will try and win aerial duels. So to win 5 out of 5 is pretty darn good. A centre-back, 96 passing rate is good. Long ball, so this is the main thing you're looking for as well. How good have you performed as a centre-back? Well, you've done 2/3 of your long balls accurately. So it's a good game for Benoit Badiashiel. And again, a player that probably... I know it's a Football League side, and a lower Football League side, but these are important moments, do you know what I mean, for it. Now, Joao Felix, of course, he was booked, and he... is a classy operator. Again, caveat, opposition. Yeah. He got his assist. Not the greatest pass success, but, when you're playing as a number 10, you take risks. 2 key passes for any creative player in a match. If you execute 2 key passes or more, you're good. To complete 2 out of 2 crosses is good. He got a long ball in there. 2 big chances created. Very creative. This is what you want from your number 10. Surprised that he didn't complete a dribble. 50% of his ground duels is totally fine for his type of player, and of course he got the kind of assist for the free kick as well. So that was pretty good from Joao Felix. Neto good. Of course, Christopher Nkunku got the goals. Not that many touches by the looks of it. Goals, 3. 3 shots on target, 3 goals. That's lovely jubbly, is what you want to see. Only 23 touches, so what's that? That's 11 goals. Sorry, it's 11 touches per goal. Lovely. It's not quite Haaland numbers. Still with a key pass, though, so he's getting creative. Of course, that's probably that big chance created for Tyreek George, and then he won, you know, he got him for a ground duel, he won it. He aerial duel and won it. Look, and only lost possession 3 times, which is not too bad. Look, with Nkunku, man, each goal was great for different reasons. One, he ran in behind with the lob, great. One, he did a near post flick, Zola vibes, great. And then one, he just robbed the keeper. He just literally, the keeper was like dilly-dallying on the ball, and he was like, get off, you're a knobhead, I'm going to score. Done. I mean, you've got to do that. You're like, even if the keeper's being like a sausage and is giving you the opportunity to do it, you've still got to be like, well, I'm thinking about doing this, so I'm going to go and do it. It's like Jamie Vardy vibes, or like, I think of like Sadio Mane for Liverpool, or Prime Mane is doing stuff like that. You know, you've got to do that kind of stuff. You got a hat-trick, wicked, great. All right, I mean, you know, we were always going to beat Barrow. A disaster and worst case scenario probably would have been like a 3-2 win where we had to bring on like really good players. Do you know what I mean? Like that would have been like the bad situation. But we won 5-0. You know, I'm just seeing Man City beat Watford 2-1 at home. So, you know, I know again higher level, but still. 5-0, Nkunku hat-trick, 11 changes, the teenagers came on, Chile was reintroduced, Carney Chukwuemeka was reintroduced, a few more minutes for Mark Yu to feel involved. It's great, right? Surely that's everything you wanted. Right, let me know what you think. Comment down below. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. I do hope to see you back here on the channel very soon. Peace.